evening, everyone. Tonight we will be discussing the external anatomy of class Mammalia. We are going to compare two specimens, human and cat. We are going to compare them because human and cat manifest two different anatomical positions. To start, we have the directional terms. The first part of the directional term is the anterior cephalic or cranial. It is referring towards the head end of the body or an animal. Cephalic and cranial in humans are used to refer towards the skull, with cranial being used more. So this is the anterior cranial or cephalic. The next one is we have the posterior or caudal. Let's pretend that this is a cat and standing in all fours. Posterior or caudal is referring towards the tail end of the body. So most animals have tails, so this is the posterior or the caudal. In humans, we don't have a tail, and we haven't discussed it yet, but I think that the posterior or caudal is somewhat located between the hips or the leg. I think it is somewhat here. And then we have dorsal. The dorsal is referring to the back or the upper side. So if this is the cat standing in all fours, this is the dorsal. While ventral is referring to the underside or the front, which is this. So this is the dorsal and this is the ventral. Lateral is referring towards both sides. So the right and the left side is called lateral. The median is referring to the middle part of the body. So if this is the dorsal, the middle part of the dorsal here, I think, is called median. It could be dorsal middle or it could be ventral middle. Central is slightly similar to median. It is a part of a system nearest the middle. So if this is dorsal middle, any structure that is located in the middle part is the central. So if this is the dorsal middle, the central might be located here or here. Anything that is near in the middle. The next one is we have peripheral. It is referring to the part nearest in the surface. It is mostly applied in the organs of the body. For example, if we are going to remove the skin of the cat through dissection, the structure that separates the muscle and the skin is called fascia. Fascia is a band or sheet of connective tissue, primarily collagen. So if this is the skin of the cat, for example, I have to improvise since there is no internet connection. And then we're going to remove it, we're going to find fascia. It somehow look like this. The next one is you have proximal. Proximal refers to something near the main mass of the body. For example, again, if we are going to compare the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, the shoulder joint is proximal and the elbow joint is distal, because distal is far away from the main mass of the body. And then if we're going to compare the elbow joint and the wrist joint, the elbow joint is proximal and the wrist joint is distal. Then we have superficial or ectal. These are structures that refers to the outermost. If we're going to remove the skin of the cat again through dissection, all the muscles that are exposed are superficial. So if this is the skin of the cat again, and then we're going to remove it, the muscle that we are going to see is called superficial or ectal. And then if we're going to slice through superficial or ectal muscle, we're going to see the deep or ental that is below or beneath the surface. Inferior refers towards the lower extremities. So if this is the human body, from here to here is called inferior. Superior refers towards the upper extremities or upper part of the body. It is only applicable to human body because of the anatomical position of the cat. So this is the superior. Next to directional terms is the planes. I choose to explain the planes than the axes. Planes, these are the flat surface that divide the body into two halves. So the first one is we have median. Median is a vertical plane running longitudinally from the head to the tail, dividing the body into identical left and right. So if this is the body, or let's have this. If this is the body, the line that divides from the head to here is called median. It is equally even, 1/2. The structure that you are going to see here in the right is the structure that you're going to see here in the left. Sagittal is slightly similar to median because sagittal is any vertical longitudinal plane from the head to the tail dividing the body into left and right. But this could be the median plane, but can also be any plane parallel to it or called parasagittal with an equal left and right. So if median is equally 1/2, sagittal could be 1/4, 1/4, or 1/8. It could be the line here, here, or here. It could be uneven. Then we have horizontal or frontal. Horizontal longitudinal section through the body at right angles to the median divides the body into front and back, dorsal and ventral. So the horizontal or the frontal is here in the sides of the body, exposing the dorsal and the ventral. And then the last one is we have transverse or cross, a plane that cuts the body into anterior and posterior. Here, anterior, posterior. That's all. Thank you.